Hi everyone, welcome in this video of creating Android applications using our beloved DroidScript IDE. In this particular video, we'll be creating an image gallery app, and to display images in an grid style, I'll be using the image grid plugin, which is available in the premium plugin store. Okay, so here in our mobile IDE, let's install that image grid plugin. So click this third icon here at the top and navigate to our plugins section. Okay, so just scroll at the middle of this plugins list. You should see this image grid plugin right here. So install this one. Okay, so plugin installed. Please see docs plugins for more information. So let's check if we have successfully installed that image grid plugin. So click the navigate to our docs, and here in the plugins section, here at the bottom we have the image grid plugin successfully installed. So close this one, and I will open this in our Wi-Fi ID. So here I'll navigate to our IP address of that mobile phone. First, let's create a new project for this application. So click this new native app option, and I will name this project gallery. Okay, so this is an image gallery. Click OK. Here we have the default scaffolding for our application. Let's try to run this app. Okay, so it runs perfectly. Close this one. So for now, I'll just remove all the code inside this function on start. So I'll just uh, leave that layout right there. And before I'll start coding, let's first read the documentation for that image grid plugin. So click this docs, and here in the plugins, click in this image grid docs right here. So the image grid plugin provides a high performance multi-threaded thumbnail viewing grid with inbuilt memory and disk caching. So this control is suitable for providing gallery style image browsing experience to the user. It can display images from both local and remote sources. The advantage of this image grid plugin is it can display images from remote sources, whereas the add image or create image control of DroidScript will only display images from the local storage. Okay, so to use the image grid, you must first load the plugin at the top. So we know this one, app.load plugin image grid. Then to create an instance of the image grid component, call app.create image grid passing the list, the width, height, calls, rows, cache size, and options. The list parameter should be an array or comma separated list of image file names. Actually, this should be image file URI or image file path. The width and height parameter sets the size of the grid, so we know that one, fraction of the width and height of the screen. And the calls parameter sets the number of grid columns required, and the rows parameter sets the number of grid rows shows per screen. The optional cache size parameter sets the number of megabytes reserved on disk to cache images, which vastly improves performance when redisplaying images. So since we are working with Gallery app, to have a seamless scrolling in our layout, we don't need the image to reload each time it appears on the screen. So this cache size parameter is very important in this type of scenario. So it defaults to a 50 megabytes. The options parameter may contain the following values that determine the way that the images are scaled within each grid cell. So we have the crop, fit, fill, and shrink. I think it would be nice if it has the cover option here. So I don't know which of these four options display like cover on the grid cell. Okay, so we have also here 5 examples, and below that we have this set spacing method, or to set the size of the border or the gap between each column or each row. Okay, we also have here the following methods that are available on the image grid component: set on touch, on long touch. We'll be using that one later. We also have the inherited methods from the app control. We have the focus, get height, get width. Now let's start creating our layout. So here we already have this linear layout. So I'll be removing this vCenter. We'll be displaying from top to bottom. I will create an app name. So we have app name equals app.add text. Okay, we'll add to that lay. And then the name of this text is gallery, or the text is gallery, and 10.08. So I'll just style this app name for now. Okay, so we have our gallery text at the top. I will add vCenter option. Here we will create our image grid component. So going back into our image grid documentation, I will just copy this first example here at the top. Okay, so lay that add child grid. I'll just remove this semicolons, and I will define this callbacks right here. So we have set on touch and set on long touch. Okay, I will just define that one. So we have here image. I'll just also copy this one for this grid on long touch. We don't have files yet, so I'll just pass an empty array. Okay, so let's run this one and check if we have errors. In our debug tab, the app.createImageGrid is not a function. By the way, I forgot to load the plugin at the top. App.load plugin image grid. Okay, let's try to run this again. We have successfully created our application, but we don't have image displayed yet. I'll just make this 0.98, and here is center, and I will create a background color for this one. So lay.set back color black, and the same as this grid, I will also add a black color background for that. Okay, so we have a black screen right here in our mobile. To display images, here in image grid sample number 1, it uses this app.list folder. But in our case, since we are displaying hundreds or thousands of images on the mobile phone, app.list folder can't be used here, because in the app.list folder, we should pass the folder where our images are located. But in this type of application, we don't know where the users put all their images. So what we are going to do in this video is we'll use another very useful method of the app objects, and that is the query content. Okay, so here in the premium section, we have this query content right here. Queries content from the Android content modal. The syntax is app.queryContent, URI columns, select, args, and sort. I'll just open this first example right here. If we run this sample, we should display our contacts. The speed is pretty amazing using this query content, even if we have like thousands of those records that we are querying. Okay, so I'll be querying images because this is an image gallery. So I'll just copy this or this line of code at the top. We can expose this as a global variable, and here I'll just call this one images instead of rows. Here, we will edit this one because we are not querying for contacts, but rather we are querying for images. Here I have prepared the URI that we need to query. So we have this content / media, external images and media. Okay, so this is the content URI content provider that we are going to query. So we'll put that in here in the URI. So we have the core columns, date added, date modified, MIME type size, and okay, we have a lot of data right here. We have bucket ID, bucket display name. So this is the album name or folder name, the title and description. For now, I'll need this ID and this title. Okay, so I'll put that in this columns variable. So ID and title, pass null, and also the sort. So I'll just add that args and sort. I will pass these arguments, args and sort. Here in the sort, I will sort based on the date added. So here in core columns, we have this date added or date modified. I'll just sort in this date modified descending. So it will display from latest going down to the oldest images in my storage. Let's try to console.log this images data. So console.log. So since this is an array of objects, I'll just JSON.stringify this one, display this nicely in our debug tab. So images, null, and 2. Okay, run this application. Let's see in our debug tab. Okay, we have here displayed a lot of our images queried from our media store for images. We have here the ID and title. Okay, so we can then format each entry to be passed into this array right here. To do that, images equals images.map. It will receive an image. For each iteration, I will return the file URI. So here we have URI plus / m.id. This ID here at the top. Okay, this column right here. This images now is an array of image URI. So we can then pass that array of image URIs into this image grid that we have. Okay, so if we run this one, okay, I think this is 0.92 because the height of our name text at the top is 0.08. So let's try to run this one. Let's see what we have. We have successfully created our gallery app right here. So it displays nicely with a really fast rendering. Okay, so we have a lot of images right there, but the execution is really fast. The speed is very fast. Okay, so let's try to pass this as 4, and then I think 4 and 7 is good. Okay, so we have here. Okay, this is a working gallery app, but we need to display the image in a full screen when the user click each one of them. So, okay, so I will create a dialog below this grid component right here. Okay, so I'll call this view dialog equals app.create dialog. And then here I will create a view dialog create layout linear, the same as this layout here at the top. I will also set the background color into black, and then I will add a text control here at the view dialog layout. This will be the name of that image, so I will just pass here image name. Okay, I will pass the view dialog, so I will add that to the view dialog, and here image name. Okay, I will also pass an option of fill XY here. The advantage of using dialog is that you can close this view if that on back or this back key is clicked. Okay, so next is I will display an image view. So image view equals app.add image. I'll pass this into this view dialog lay. I'll pass for now an empty image, and then 1, and then 0.92. And then here in this grid on touch, I will just call image view.set file the image. And then I will call view dialog.show. I will just copy this one at the top, and I will add that view dialog lay into our view dialog. So view dialog.add layout, view dialog lay. Run this up again. Okay, so if we click one of these images, okay, we have here an error, cannot read these properties of set file image view. I think we need to pass null instead of an empty string. Set file is not a function. Okay, set file, I think it's set image. Run again. Okay, so we have displayed the dialog, but we don't have the actual image in there. Okay, so we have here image instead of image view. Okay, click this one again. Okay, so now it works, guys. Okay, so that's working. Now I also want to create a menu when each image in this grid is long touch. So we'll define this grid on long touch function here at the bottom. Okay, so I will use the MUI action sheet. Here I will define that action sheet dialog, and we will call that action sheet that show here in our grid on long touch. Menus equals, this is an array of objects. Here I defined my menus. So we have add to favorites, rename, duplicate, and delete. This is just a sample menu when the user long press our image. I then initialize the list dialog. I'll call this action sheet an MUI component. So here at the top, I will set this config.mui to use the MUI library. Create list dialog, pass a title of this list dialog, select an action, and then passing the menus null and true. True will display this list dialog at the bottom in our mobile phone. Here in this grid on long touch, I will just call action sheet that show. Okay, so if we run this one, and then if we try to long press each image in this image grid, it should display this nice action sheet at the bottom of our screen. So let's try another one. By the way, I forgot to change the image name at the top when the user touches our image. Image name that set text, the title of that image. Here at the top, I just changed the images variable here into files so that we still have access to the original result of this query content. To get the index of this image, we'll use images.index of image.title. Okay, let's try to run this one. Okay, so this is a Gemini generated images. Okay, so that's all, guys. In this video, we have a nice image gallery here. You can add more features in this image gallery. Maybe you can have, you will display albums. Just have a reference on this columns of the query content. We have here the albums. This is the bucket display name, bucket ID, the ID of that album. You also have data, description, latitude, longitude, if the image has a geolocation tagging. You also have date taken and orientation. So these are very important columns available in the images media content provider. Okay, so you can pass that in this select an args argument. So just go to the documentation for query content for more info about this and a little bit of searching online. By the way, guys, I want to show you how fast the rendering is. So we have that very fast rendering of images. We have almost 1,000 of that images that is queried from using app.query content. So let's say image.length. So let's see how many images are being queried. Okay, so we have here around 1,093 images, but the rendering is very fast. We have an awesome speed for this type of application using image grid, and of course the powerful app.query content method of the app objects. So that's all in this video. I hope you find this helpful, and I can't wait to see you guys using this template for your gallery applications. Thank you.